Hello and welcome. I'm finally here with my bookshelf tour. I want to do this video for quite some time, but I've had some trouble with lighting. So I'm going to use my flashlight on the phone to see if that makes things better. But here it is from a distance. It's not that many books, just over 100 or so. But I'm also a fairly new collector of books, so I reckon it's going to grow quite a lot in the upcoming years. But I guess I should start off at the top and work my way down. And here I have paperback versions of A Song of Ice and Fire. I've read up to A Feast for Crows, and I'm waiting to read A Dance with Dragons until Winds of Winter has been released. And here is the World of Ice and Fire. I really want a different set of books for A Song of Ice and Fire, but I haven't found any yet for a reasonable price or quality. Well, I haven't looked that much either, but yeah. And down here we have some Folio Society books with Dune, War and Peace, Anna Karenina, Lev Tolstoy, Bram Stoker's Dracula, and two of the Bronte sisters, Jane Eyre and Wuthering Heights. All of these editions extremely beautiful. And down here we have some lovely deluxe editions published by HarperCollins. The Silmarillion, The Hobbit, and of course The Lord of the Rings. All of these by J.R. Tolkien. And here's some Christmas decoration. And on to my most recent additions to the shelf. We have James Joyce Dubliners by Folio Society, and James Joyce Finnegans Wake. I am extremely impressed with the Wake by Folio Society. Its label here is in leather, and you can probably tell by the size of it that it's a very big book. And I thought that the Lord of the Rings edition was big, but yeah, this one is massive. Really a great edition of Finnegans Wake. I can't wait to read it in a few years, because I'm really not ready at the moment for a book like Finnegans Wake. But let's move on. And here we have some Everyman's Library books. Free Dostoevsky, Crime and Punishment, Notes from Underground, and The Brothers Karamazov. Philip Pullman's His Dark Materials, and James Joyce Ulysses. And here's quite a cool edition of John Steinbeck's East of Eden, published by Viking. And my two Knickerbocker classics, The Grimm's Fairy Tales and The Divine Comedy. And here is even more Folio Society books, two Ian Fleming novels, some Isaac Asimov books, The Foundation Trilogy and I, Robot, Dante's Vita Nuova, Uncle Silas by Sheridan Le Fanu, Arthur C. Clarke's 2001 A Space Odyssey, and two Folio Society collectibles, A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man by James Joyce, yet another James Joyce book, and Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. And here is Winter, a Folio anthology. You may recognize a lot of these books if you have watched my unboxing videos, but all of these are absolutely amazing editions, and especially Dante's La Vita Nuova, one incredibly beautiful edition. And here's my three Barnes & Noble leather-bound editions. I will probably not buy more leather-bound edition in the future, but here is Moby Dick. I have not made a video about this book yet. Grey's Anatomy, and The Complete Fiction by H.P. Lovecraft. And then we have A Night of the Seven Kingdoms by George R. R. Martin. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Riggs. And then you might wonder why I only own 3 Harry Potter books. It's the first, the second, and the fourth. Well, I can't really answer that question, but yeah. I've read these two, and I've not read the third in English yet. Here is The Great Gatsby, published by Penguin. And here's The Hobbit again. Joseph Campbell's The Hero with a Thousand Faces. Not my favorite book, this one, but if you're really interested in mythology, then I guess you could not go wrong with that book. The Martian, really enjoyed that one. A Brief History of Time, the illustrated version, by Stephen Hawking. Arthur C. Clarke's Childhood's End, just a regular glued edition. Same with Contact by Carl Sagan. And here is my folio notebook. And I write down all the books I've read in this notebook with ratings and some reviews often. And let's get down here with the complete Conversations with God in the box. And here's the Swedish Harry Potter books, 1 through 7. I've had these books for a very, very long time. It was at least one of the first books I got. And then we move on to my non-fiction section of the bookshelf with some Buddhist books, lucid dreaming. I have practiced lucid dreaming for several years and I find it very interesting and fun. Friday Night Lights and more non-fiction. These are Swedish books and they are all soccer or football related. And here's a lot of paperbacks, mostly classics and Stephen King. To Kill a Mockingbird, Lolita, The Stranger or The Outsider by Albert Camus. Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, Oliver Twist by Dickens, Siddhartha, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, Jonathan Swift's A Modest Proposal, and my favorite Stephen King book, 11/22/63. Really love this book. Insomnia and Two Bricks, The Stand and It, the first 4 books of the Dark Tower series. And here is 2 Halo books, Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, all of the 5 novels in one collection. And here's another edition of Dune, The Revenant, and George Orwell's Animal Farm and 1984. And also Swedish version of the Poetic Edda and Snorre Sturlason's Edda. Let's move on to the bottom here. The Absolute Edition of Why the Last Man and Saga, Book 1. And here's a lot of university literature, and here's some non-fiction, mostly medical science stuff. And to answer the question I got from a regular viewer about my reading place or reading corner, then this is my main option if it's not occupied by a cat or something, like right now. But that was all of my books. If you have any questions regarding any of these editions, then just leave a comment and I will answer it as quickly as I can. Also make sure to check out my Patreon page. I have a few interesting ideas and stuff on there. Some upcoming giveaways maybe. So make sure to check that out. And I would appreciate if you would support me on Patreon. It would help me improve my videos a lot and make it possible to make even more videos. I guess I will make an updated version of this bookshelf tour in the future. I will maybe do one when I have filled up all of the space here and maybe replaced some of the paperbacks, but it will probably be a while before that happens. But a big thank you for watching and I will see you next time. Goodbye.